Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree summer sign inspired by Pinterest. We're going to use any chipboard sign. I just happen to use this one. You want to make sure it's around 12 to 14 inches wide. We're going to use some fun foam from the Dollar Tree, as well as Dollar Tree letters. This is optional. You could use stickers. You can draw on the letters. You can paint on the popsicle sticks, whatever you want to do. We're also going to use the small craft sticks and some burlap ribbon. This one happens to be from Walmart, but you can use the one from the Dollar Tree as well. I'm just out. And we're going to use a piece of nautical rope. Just for the hanger, but again, there's other options. Then you're going to need some paint, whatever paint colors you want. White with some type of border is what we're going to do. I'm going to make a red border. I was kind of inspired. This was originally a round wood sign with the painted popsicle sticks. I keep saying popsicle sticks with the painted popsicles and the letters written in as painted as well. But I thought I would just take it to a little bit of an easy level for people who can't really paint very well or have trouble painting. But I thought that this would be fun because we can make them out of fun foam. It'll also make it dimensional. And we're going to use the wooden letters from the Dollar Tree as well, because a lot of people have told me in the comments that they have a little bit trouble lettering and they don't own a Cricut. But of course, if you own a Cricut or if you like to hand letter stuff, you can obviously do whatever. Plus, you can make this sign say whatever you want it to. Because of the shape of the sign that I had, I was kind of going for that vintage ice cream store sign shape and coloring. And that's just why I went with. But I'm taking my letters. This is using a tweezer. I just want to show you guys how easy it is if you want to not get your hands dirty. That you can go ahead and just use a tweezer to hold the letters up while you paint, and then you just put them down and just touch a little bit where the tweezer was, and you're all set to go. And of course, you can get tweezers at the Dollar Tree in kits for less than $1. All right, and we're just going to paint the summer letters, the letters summer, the letters that spell summer. How about that? But again, if you're going to pick some other word or something, obviously you want to go ahead and paint those letters. Now, what we need to do is we need to make these popsicles at least as wide as the M. But I will tell you, this particular sign would not allow all of the letters, all of the popsicles to be the same size, because we just basically ran out of room. So what I did was I basically put the M down, which is the widest letter that I'm using, and just made the width of the popsicle a little bit wider than the letter M, and then used a round, it was a mason jar cover, to basically create that rounded top. And I'm using this template to cut out all of the popsicle flavors. The inspiration piece had the popsicles in rainbow colors like I'm doing here. But, you know, you can go ahead and do them all one color if you want to. You could do, basically this is where you get to decide how you want yours to look. All right. Now I am using these scraps that I had from Luna's birthday party, and the only purple pieces that I had little notches cut out in them, and I was like, you know what, that would look like really cute if somebody had taken a bite out of the popsicle. So I went with it, and sometimes that's what you got to do, you know. And I also, after cutting them all out, and you'll see here there in a minute, I did decide that I kind of liked them shorter. They just seemed a little long for my particular taste. All right, and the same thing with the popsicle sticks. Originally, I wanted the popsicle sticks to be about a half of a length of a popsicle, you know, of the craft stick, but then I ended up making it shorter. But you do what feels aesthetically pleasing to you. Okay. Now I decided, since the purple popsicle was going to have a bite cut out of it, I wanted to go ahead and do that to the yellow one as well. So now I'm just showing you how you can create a border. I've taken a straw and a marker, and I've just held them together with the straw a little longer. And I've made basically a border around the entire edge of the board, just to show you one way to do a border. But this is another way. I'm just taking a 1-inch foam paintbrush from the Dollar Tree, and I'm using the edge of the wood along the edge of the paintbrush to create the same shaped border around the entire sign. All right, but if you're going to use a square or rectangular sign, then you just can go ahead and tape it off or use a ruler or anything like that. All right, so I just wanted to show you 2 quick ways to create that border. Plus, we actually made a border on our egg sign with tape. So I will try to link that video in the description box down below. Okay? So now we're going to lay out our rainbow popsicles. And here's where I came into the problem, where I realized that my sign was not quite long enough, even though I thought I did math. So what I ended up deciding to do was to make them all a little different, because why not? You know, I know that the two middle popsicles needed to be wide for the M's, but the rest of them didn't really. So what I ended up deciding to do was to take each popsicle individually with the letter that that's gonna be sitting on it. And I wanted to hold the letter on top and then just trim it around, just leaving a little bit of popsicle on both sides. As you can see, we did there with the R. Okay? And then repeated it with the E, and the M's will stay the same, and then the U as well. The U is actually kind of wide. I didn't really get a chance to trim that down, but here you can see here how I've trimmed down the S to make a smaller popsicle. Okay, and it doesn't look bad. It looks like, you know, they're all individual anyway. Now, that was nothing important that I did. It's just that the sign has holes in it that I filled in with paint, and that was, I wanted them to be on the right hand side. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a tiny bit of white craft glue, and I'm using white craft glue for most of this project, and we're going to use the white craft glue to stick the letters to the fun foam. And you know, whenever you use Aleene's tacky glue or any kind of craft glue, if you just give it a little bit of a wiggle, what that does is it spreads the glue out, for one, and secondly, it makes it adhere quickly, much quicker, and dry much faster. And then you want to do the same thing where you add white glue to the back of the fun foam to stick to the sign. Now, I'm not measuring, not making a straight line on the signs, but if you want your popsicles to all be lined up perfectly uniform, then absolutely go ahead and hold a ruler there, or put a piece of painter's tape down to create that straight line. But I'm just not. I just said, you know, the popsicles are all different sizes, and if they're not all lined up, it'll be fun. It'll be cute either way. Now, after I'll tell you at the end of this, I'm still deciding whether or not I wanted to add any more scrolly type of embellishments or any other type of embellishments to the sign. But I'm just showing you, if you saw the thumbnail, that we're just going to put the letters on and then our hanger and bow. But if you want to go ahead, and if you use this same size or sign or one that's bigger and you want to go ahead and add embellishments to it, I always encourage creativity and individuality. You guys know that as well. Okay, and then I cut the popsicle sticks down. I told you they just didn't look aesthetically pleasing to me. But what I decided that was going to be aesthetically pleasing to me was that the letters, not the popsicles and not the sticks, but the letters were going to be across the middle of the sign. So there would be a little bit of colored popsicle above it, a little bit of popsicle stick below it, but the letters were going to sort of be right there in the middle of the sign. Okay, now I've just taken the back of a wooden skewer to clean off any glue ooze. The reason I like to clean up the glue ooze is otherwise it dries shiny, and then you can notice it better. If you clean it up while it's still wet, you don't notice it as much. It kind of doesn't take on that shiny haze as much. Okay, and the same thing with the popsicle sticks. The popsicle sticks are just a tiny bit wider than some of the fun foam from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree fun foam is quite thin, but I did tell you in the previous video that I was able to get a bigger package of fun foam. Basically is a better value at Walmart, and they have purple in the one at Walmart. Okay, so now that everything's dried, and you know, with time lapse everything's dry, I decided to take the two popsicles that both have bites taken out of them, to have them be drippy and melty. Because doesn't it make a doesn't you notice that, you know, no matter how long the popsicle stays in the package, it doesn't start dripping on you until you take a bite out of it. But I just took and cut 2 drips out of the colors of purple and yellow, and then created a little pool of yellow as if it was dripping into a pool. I don't know why. Now I'm just taking my section of nautical rope and some Gorilla Glue, just because that's the glue gun that I had heated up at the time. And I'm using the edge of that board just to create the, you know, the hanger basically. And now I'm creating a bow. I have a bow tutorial as one of the first videos that I made here on YouTube. It's my favorite kind of bow to make. It's so simple, like anybody can make a professional looking bow with this bow technique. And it's basically, if you can tie a knot, then you can tie a bow perfectly. So I'm just creating a bow, and I wanted the tails to be uneven, just for cuteness. I'm not really sure why. And then I went ahead and I added just a whole bunch of hot glue and glued it to the top of that rope, and that's it. And of course, you let your glue dry and cool off before you go ahead and hang it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family, anybody you know may be interested in making this sign or using any of these techniques. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye!